Well, welcome to the show, Dr. Desai. I have never had a couple on before. Well, that's not true. I had one couple, but they were not doctors. So this is really unique. I'm really excited to have you both on. You have a really busy schedule. So just thank you for coming on and taking the time. This is exciting. We have a pathologist and a dermatologist both together. I mean, what a powerhouse, I must say. So what an honor. So thank you.
Thank you,
Lindsey.
Lindsey.
Thank you very much for having us on your show.
Yes. Okay, so you guys, I thought you were in New York, but you're in Seattle, and then you're going to Europe after that, and you're headed back to India after that. Oh my word, your schedule must be crazy. Are you allowing some time to go to those, like get spa treatments, relax? Is there any time for that?
Not right now.
Not
I
right
think
now, but
maybe once we're back home.
we will soon schedule something of that too as well.
But you know how it is when you really like the work that you're doing. It's
You enjoy,
all a part of
Yeah, you enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah, I'm an esthetician though, so whenever I have to travel for work, I always find a hotel that has a spa with it. And I'm like, okay, let me see what they have. And especially when I go internationally, because, you know, they have different services that you can't get in the States. And I love to experience the culture and things like that.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So I highly encourage y'all to relax when you get home, which it'll be a little bit. All right. I have been doing a lot of research on you guys. I am excited to hear, really, honestly, even get to know you guys. Like, how in the world did you guys meet? I want to hear your love story here, how it fits in with the business. Yes, I think that's so exciting. And then how you got into skincare. I'm thinking you met at school, but
Maybe.
Okay, I figured.
Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo, yeah. Okay. That was almost 30 years back.
Almost, yes. It was a long time ago. We met in school then we just hit off and we ended up getting married and we're working together. So it's been a long partnership on many different, levels.
Did you guys meet in undergrad or grad school, med school?
We were interns.
Oh, so, interns. Okay.
Yes.
But actually,
we've been in the same high school. So
we've been in the same high school.
Other.
So we've known each other since 1988.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you guys can give me tips. I've been married 8 years, June 3rd. So
congratulations.
Thank you. And we have a son, Ellison, he's 13 months old. So what's the secret to being able to work together and be married? You have two boys, is that right? Or you have two children?
We have a son and daughter, they're twins.
They're twins.
And they're 23.
Oh, they're twins.
Yeah. And they're 23.
They're 23. So what's the secret to a long marriage?
Actually, to be very honest, we are friends. We are very good friends.
Yeah.
And that friendship actually makes us go a long way.
That's true. And we I think have similar interests, but we also kind of give each other space, to just be your own person. I think that is important. So
yes, I love my space. So you were interns and you also did you go to the same medical school?
Yes.
Same medical schools, same classrooms. Our roll numbers were one after another.
Did you guys get engaged in school or after?
Yeah, just when we finished our MBBS, we got...
So medicine is a long drawn process, right? Yeah. So somewhere in the middle of it, before we got into our specialties,
we got engaged. And then a year and a half later, we got married.
I think it is so unique that you both have the same interest with skin.
Yes, that is true, actually.
That's true.
So actually that story is because Abhijit here started his own dermatology clinic, and I was working as a pathologist, but I was helping set up the admin office and the back end stuff. Okay. And then because his patients used to see me all the time, it got like, aren't you also a doctor who can work here? And, as I was kind of managing the stuff and helping him with the admin process, I slowly got interested in this aspect. Then I got trained in lasers for aesthetic treatments, and that's how the journey began for me.
And honestly, they started loving her more than me. So that was that I must say that, they all started liking her things. better than mine. So
Oh, that's funny. So your clientele built up pretty quickly.
absolutely.
It
Yeah.
did.
I was wondering about that. So you guys really have been in the same office. Are you still practicing now?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we are.
We are absolutely in practice. As you said, the moment we head back to India, we will be having all our appointments lined up and then continue with our practice routine as well.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can't wait to hear about your experience being doctors this many years. And you're in India. So, of course, you have melanin-rich skin over in India. And I would love for you to explain to the audience who doesn't know what exactly is melanin-rich skin. Like, what exactly does that mean? And what you tended to, and you currently see the issues and the challenges that you have in melanin-rich skin.
Correct. So, India actually, like you mentioned, we do have a melanin rich population. In fact, 100% of our population is melanin rich.
Yes.
So, that as far as the shades of melanin rich skin are concerned, they could be anything from a very light brown, beigeish shade to a very deep, dark brown, black shade.
Yeah.
Because we in India have so many different sub ethnicities and cultures that all of those actually give us a good range of clientele of all shades of skin.
Absolutely.
And melanin is a protective pigment in skin, and if you have that pigment in a fair amount in your skin, that is what gives the skin its color. So it is actually multiple shades of brown. It is not restricted to any particular ethnicity or a gender or anything to do with that.
Yeah.
So we have kind of 100%, I would say, experience
completely
on
on
melanin-rich
melanin-rich
skin. And I think the basic frustration with respect to, what people with melanin-rich skin expect during the aging process, I think that frustration started with Abhijit in the practice.
I mean, being almost 25 years now in practice, and with treating all, as Gauri mentioned, melanin-rich skin patients, it was really frustrating at times when a lot of our patients, whether young or middle-aged, coming to our practice and asking me about when they should start worrying about wrinkles, and is that like when should they start Botox and things like that. And I was like, no, that's not the reality. Yes, wrinkles and things can form, but much later when it comes to with skin of color. The actual signs of aging when it comes to skin of color are, to begin with, is lack of, there is uneven tone, there is patchiness, there's dullness, there are dark spots. These come up first. So it was like really every year and year I used to tell Gauri, this is really, I don't know why are they so much scared about wrinkles when that's not the first sign, that'll come much later. And then honestly, here I was trying to educate and trying to educate every patient in our practice, but then but when our own daughter, when she was 20, she asked me, Dad, when can I start Botox? And I was like,
at 20?
Yeah. And I was like, Gauri.
So because people
Your
are
heart stopped.
Yeah. And then I told her, darling, I told Gauri, it's like here I'm trying to educate everybody about this, but my own daughter is worried about something which is not going to be the first line of aging.
Did she need Botox? Were you seeing visible
No,
lines?
she was just 20, but this is...
No, it's just the things that you hear.
Absolutely.
And, with all the media exposure that kids have these days.
Correct.
Lines and wrinkles is the first thing that people are looking out for, right?
Yes.
And in skin of color, that is actually often not the first sign of aging, but pigmentation issues are uneven tone is one of the earlier signs of aging. It comes way before wrinkles do. So I kind of sat her down, and we have this analogy now that I keep talking about that, if you examine a peach and a pear, then white skin would age like a peach, where the skin starts wrinkling first and the fruit starts looking a little shriveled.
Yeah.
But if you look at a pear, as that over ripens, the dark spots on the pear start becoming like larger brown spots.
Correct.
And you get these mottled brown areas, right? And then way
they come
later,
closer and become dark, even bigger, right?
They become these bigger brown patches. And then later the skin starts looking a little thin and crepey and wrinkled. So, I said that's how the difference of early aging is in skin of color, like a pear, not like a peach.
Yeah,
So
but then I told Gauri that just teaching one patient at a time won't work. We need to actually then do something to educate people at large, because when we say skin of color, that population is almost 50% of the world population. That's 4 billion people.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so you need, when you need to educate people at large for their benefit, for them to understand what it is, that's where actually we decided that, Gauri, we need to start and develop a skincare line, which is keeping the requirements, the needs of skin of color at the center of development, and develop that so that it can actually benefit people at large. So rather than just going one patient at a time, let's do something. Let's try and do our bit to get that thing into the world.
Could you explain to everybody why melanin-rich people, they wrinkle later on in life? The audience may not know why that is.
Right. So melanin is a protective pigment that the body produces. And there are often two kinds of melanin. There is a pheomelanin and a eumelanin. Now, this is a lot of nerdy stuff, actually. But the eumelanin is something that everybody with dark skin has in a larger percentage. And the amount of melanin that the skin produces gives rise to the different shades. So, I might produce a little less than him, and that's why I might be a little lighter shade than he is. But we are both brown skinned because we both produce melanin in us, quite a large number.
Yes.
Now, melanin protects against UV damage. It actually protects your skin. So that is why brown skin people have not been so afraid of getting skin cancers, because the UV rays cause skin cancers is known. But at the same time, UV rays are also the ones that cause signs of aging earlier.
Right.
The more your exposure to sun, the earlier your signs of aging.
Yeah, photoaging.
Yeah, and that is called photoaging. Now, melanin can protect against the sun, but only to an extent. And this melanin that dark-skinned individuals have is quite resistant to breakdown. So once the sun exposure has stimulated melanin to form, once you're out of the sun, and even if you stay back inside for a couple days, that melanin is not going to get degraded fast. It's going to stay in your skin.
Absolutely.
The next time you go, that melanin will help, and there will be more stimulus for more melanin. That is how, over a period of months or years, you develop this, residual melanin in your skin, which is that patchiness that is left, patchy pigmentation that develops.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is how actually melanated skin starts showing pigmentation issues as a sign of aging, really, earlier than wrinkles. Because it protects the skin, it prevents wrinkles. Also, melanin-rich skin inherently has more collagen and elastin. So as it is, it's going to wrinkle less, because when collagen depletes, that is when you get wrinkles.
And that depletion takes
so this skin
longer
type
time.
Yeah, this skin type already is a little thicker. This skin type already has more collagen to begin with. But this is the whole biology of it.
Yeah, so I've been an esthetician for 14 years, and I had a spa for 13 years. And yes, melanin-rich clients were challenging because my clients who were melanin-rich, they wanted the spots disappeared like overnight. And I'm thinking it's very difficult. And are you still practicing doing lasers?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
We've been doing lasers for almost 20 years now.
And lasers are difficult too, because you can't always do all types of lasers on melanin-rich skin. I would love, what is your favorite laser that you do now?
So we actually use a long pulse Nd:YAG. We use an erbium laser and a Q-switched Nd:YAG laser. So all of them based on, what the requirements are. But the key is, again, to really go gentle. So we are actually huge advocates of, slow and steady winning that race, because you just cannot be aggressive with this skin type, because it won't react. And in fact, it could get reverse pigmentation issues which get worse, if you're very aggressive with the treatments.
Absolutely. So, what is your advice on how should someone who's having hyperpigmentation issues, where do you think that they should start?
They should start with sun protection because most people feel that because they have a melanin-rich skin, they do not need so much of sun protection. But actually, no, they need a lot of sun protection. So that's like they have to do that. And then, of course, they should visit their preferred doctor and start with the lasers, as well as you have some prescription creams to begin with.
And I think,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm just interrupting you, but I think also that, even before the pigmentation sets in, and this is where we wanted to start this dialogue with our
Yeah.
patients in the clinic as well, that trying to first prevent it and, you think about preserving
Preservation.
it. Because
Absolutely.
if you don't know that your earliest sign is going to be pigmentation issues, then you are not going to, kind of be, because you were not aware, you are not going to be taking that care. Everybody
Right.
knows about wrinkles, so everybody's trying to prevent the wrinkles.
Correct.
People don't know about pigmentation issues, so they are not trying to prevent it. But prevention is quite important, and trying to preserve that, because everybody initially to begin with has an even tone and a bright,
Yes.
a radiant
Absolutely.
skin.
Yeah.
And trying to preserve that and prevent damage to it
That's the key.
is the key. So you kind of need something that, and that is where we came up with products actually, which actually help to, preserve that tone, which help with that little bit of daily damage that is happening. So if you can just dial back that daily damage a little bit, then it's not going to have a cumulative effect at the end of a few months or a year,
Correct.
few years. That is, I think, important.
There's so many products out there, and you mentioned that you were not finding a certain product that would help with melanin-rich skins. You guys went in and designed, developed, and manufactured this. So I'd love to know, like, when did you what was the moment? How long has Brownkind been around? And when did you decide to do this? And what ingredients were you looking to really bring to the market?
So
Just started in the pandemic, you can go
yes,
that
while
way.
we'd been discussing about this the whole time, when the pandemic began and the clinic shut down and we were at home, and the pandemic, sure enough, for us also began with baking stuff at home and me trying sourdough starters and
Yeah.
that whole routine that all of us did.
I tried a sourdough starter. It did not go well. I didn't make it past the directions. I thought, oh, I have to feed this all the time. I can't. So yeah, COVID, perfect. Now
Yeah.
you can't do it. So I just have to get mine.
Yeah, I got that started right, and I baked a few loaves of bread actually.
Yeah.
But then I was like so done with it. And that's when we actually sat down and, went back to basics, read up again about everything,
Yeah.
brushed up all the science, looked
Yeah.
up papers and ingredients and which ones actually have a scientific proof of, action and all of that. And that's when we got in touch with formulators. And got small batches ready, because those were the times when, supply chain issues were happening and formulators were also having a little time
Tough
on
time,
hand.
yeah.
So we actually used all of that time to formulate products and come out with small batches. And then when they shipped the batches to us, the kids were home from university. We had a few friends and family that we were beginning to meet. So, that's how we kind of started sampling our stuff. And people seem to be quite happy. Our intention was to improve the natural glow of skin.
Correct.
And to preserve the tone and to reduce the unevenness. And these things were happening, and people were coming back saying that, they were noticing a change in the tone. It seemed more even.
Correct.
That glow was coming back. And this glow is so elusive, this radiance that the skin has. So once we got those results,
the feedback was very, very positive. That encouraged us to go again further on that.
Yeah, and then we actually, when the clinic opened, we were, exchanging all of this chat with our patients, when we were chatting with them, and they wanted to try. So some of them tried the products.
Perfect test clients. They're right there. You get to see them every week. Yeah,
absolutely. And they trust us. They know we would not give them anything harmful. So they were more than willing.
We have a long-standing history with them. Yeah.
Yes. So, they tried all of them, and then a few of them, in fact, we got good results from most of them. And then a few of them were like, are you selling these? Can I buy this? Because these were small samples. So they wanted like bigger packs, and so we said, okay. sourdough starters are done, maybe skincare startups are the next one. That's how we actually
the sourdough to startup story of ours.
that's how we actually started.
I love that. So then you saw, so you sold it in your clinic, and then you just wanted to expand that. Did you go? I'm just curious how that process, because now you can get it in the States, correct? So how does it go from talking over to COVID to in the clinic to expanding in India? I'm sure first, and then I don't even know. Is it global? Is it India and US?
It's actually come out first in the US.
US, yes.
It's in the US.
Yes.
Before
Yes.
India.
Yes,
How-
yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
we actually met up with partners because, I mean, us just being doctors, we needed help with the actual marketing and all of that stuff. So we met up with partners and we realized that the US has a very aware clientele. And again, it's a huge melting pot of, all kinds of skin.
Ethnicities,
And
yeah.
yet the problems are the same. The lack of availability remains the same. So that is where we decided to launch here first. And we launched right now in March, actually. We're just 2 months old.
Yeah, we're very, very new.
Yeah. So we're still quite new, still learning, the
A lot of
things.
learning.
Yeah.
There's not that many melanin-rich products that I can even think of in the States. I don't know how it is in India, but here there's very limited.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the same story everywhere.
And, is it? Okay.
It is. Also in India, because we are all brown skinned, so at least, people have access to dermatologists who are brown skinned. But here in the States, even that is difficult. Getting appointments with, doctors of color is sometimes difficult. So even the teaching then, because doctors will always teach their patients one-on-one about all of these things. So the whole process is so slow. So we just think that, this way we kind of are able to create that awareness and advocate for this, that, skin of color should be kept at the center of design and at the center of the thought process when products are created.
Yeah. And we got these products actually manufactured in Singapore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So they are manufactured in Singapore in a nice lab, and from there they are now shipped to US for.
Well, congratulations on doing all of that, because I mean, I can't even imagine dealing with, honestly, because I had to deal with shipping issues, and it was a nightmare actually opening up the spa back after COVID, and I was dealing with products not being able to be here. So I can't even imagine creating a line during all of that. You're probably still exhausted from that, and then getting the manufacturing, and then wow. So I'm impressed by that.
I think thank you so much. I think we've been very lucky to have a very good team here in the US.
Absolutely.
With our marketing experts and our branding experts. So I think we've been very lucky to find
we have a small but a very passionate, dedicated team, and they are really doing some great work for us now.
So if somebody is wanting to start with your line, what is the hero product? Where should they start first?
I think
the Glow Moisturizer is I would call it as a hero product. And the reason for that is it's a lightweight moisturizer, but actually nourishes the skin very well, and it has this nice sheen which actually stays throughout the day like a nice subtle glow. Actually, this is also one of the product which my daughter loved it. She told me, Dad, I love this because then if sometimes, because she's a lawyer in London, and
she's a lawyer in London.
Yes.
Wow, your family. Oh my goodness.
So she tells me that sometimes when I'm always running for my work, so I sometimes don't have the time to put on makeup or things like that. But when I put this moisturizer with Glow, I'm all set. I feel so confident and so lovely in my skin. So I would say the Glow Moisturizer is something which I would say.
What's the ingredient that gives it that glow? What do you love about that one?
No, so what we have done actually is running through all of our products is what we call our Even Tone Defender formula.
Yeah.
So that's a phytonutrient formula that is rich in antioxidants, which are plant derived, but which have scientific data of how they work. So among these, we have something called the Indian gooseberry, which has been used for centuries in the Ayurvedic traditional medicine, but which has laboratory data and a lot of modern scientific studies that show that it is a really good antioxidant that can be used and has uses in many places. It's also a very good source of vitamin C.
Natural source of vitamin
Then we are
C.
using, rainbow algae, which is a kind of brown algae, which helps in reduction of overproduction of melanin, but it also helps as a skin soothing ingredient.
Yeah.
And then we are using cacao, which is again, it boosts microcirculation. Again, it's been known for centuries as, the food of the gods.
Food of the gods, yeah.
And
you do not hear that often in skincare to have cacao in it. That is very unique.
Correct. Yeah. Again, it's a very potent antioxidant. It also is it's a relaxant for the fine musculature, so it kind of helps to soothe the skin, which is feeling stressed through the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
And it boosts microcirculation. So, it has, so together, the Even Tone Defender runs in different concentrations through all of our products. So it's there in the cleanser, it's there in the moisturizers, it's going to be there. It's even there in our vitamin C serum.
Yes, in the spot corrector.
It's there in our dark spot corrector. So it's running through all of our products. And that is actually, I feel, one of the things that if you use Brownkind products as a regimen, then the Even Tone Defender formula gets time to act on your skin because it's staying on your skin longer through different products, and that is how it gets time to actually act. That's another thing that we keep advocating for, discipline and regular use.
Yeah, it's more
important.
It's more about
that yourself.
I mean, you've done that for years. You're a champion at that, right?
Yes. So if somebody is dealing with hyperpigmentation, it sounds like the corrector, the dark spot corrector would be ideal, and maybe the uneven defender.
Yes, the Even Tone Defender.
Even Tone Defender and the dark spot
running corrector. It's running through all of our products, so it is a part of our dark spot corrector.
Yeah.
So in addition to ingredients that help with reduction in dark spots, we also have the Even Tone Defender included in the same formula.
Because along with correction of dark spots, it's also then important to preserve that even tone. So the Even Tone Defender complex helps in that good preservation of even tone. So it's a nice combination.
If somebody's starting out wanting, and I know we all want results the next day, I usually say 90 days. What do you think when they should start to see results? You start to usually see 30 days and then 60 and then 90. What is your opinion?
You're absolutely right.
You're absolutely right. We usually would say in terms of weeks, maybe. So we would say that you start seeing results in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You see good results in 8 weeks. And then, they kind of get enhanced.
Actually, it keeps getting better and better.
So it's the exact same time frame that you were talking about.
Absolutely.
And we've actually done studies regarding this
Yeah.
For the Glow Moisturizer as well as for the dark spot corrector. Yeah. And the results that we are getting back from the laboratory studies also are similar.
Yeah, actually we did that, even though we see it in our patients when we tried, but then we wanted to be fair and have a lab evaluate it at its, on its merits and get it.
And we've made sure that they have included, people with all, from all ethnicities so that all kinds of dark skin gets evaluated.
Gets covered, yeah.
I like on your website, you can see the before and afters, and you can see that there's different color variations on your site too. And it's really neat to see the before and after. So I encourage everybody to go to your site, go to brownkind.com, and you can see those before and afters. I wanted to ask you just personally, do you like to do any other type of beauty devices or tools along with lasers and skincare? What's your preferred ones that you like to use? Like LED lights or microneedling, derma rolling? What do you like to do?
So in our practice in Mumbai, we use lasers, as Gauri mentioned. We have almost all wavelengths, and we have been doing that over the years now. So we are very confident and sort of, happy doing that. And now over the years, we have sort of, managed to understand how to use it nicely and conservatively on people with skin of color and do that. So we do that. Of course, in my practice, I've always done even microneedling and derma rollers. But once I started with lasers, I started enjoying lasers a little more than that.
Oh, why is that? Just because you could see results quicker, or?
Yes, the
Yeah.
results were quicker, and also it was less aggressive for dark skin types.
Correct.
So there was a lesser chance of rebound pigmentation or sun sensitivity happening, because in India we're also very tropical, right? The sun is always there. So, the chances that you already have dark skin and then the sun is there, so the sensitivity issues happening is always high. And that is the reason once we have an erbium laser, which we can use in a fractional mode, makes it really gentle.
Yeah. So actually, most wavelengths now we use in the fractional mode. So it's gentle. It can be given over a slightly longer period. And as she mentioned, that it's important that we are very careful that nothing should cause reverse pigmentation. Because we're trying to solve a problem, it should not ever get worsened.
You don't want to cause a new problem.
No.
No. What city are you in India?
Mumbai.
In Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay. And then I am firm a believer of nutrition, plays a large part in skin health. India has such amazing, oh my gosh. The thing with Indian food is I love to eat it, but to me, it's really hard to make. I have an Indian crock pot cookbook, and then I'm looking at right now because I just want to, it's difficult to make. I think it's just time consuming, but what are your favorite things to make that are good for your skin that you love to make? My sister loves to make this Indian spice tea that just has everything, but we know how amazing your spices are, anti-inflammatory. I would love to hear your insight on that.
I think we use spices in a lot of our foods.
Yes.
Not all though, but a lot. And the thing is that most people eat restaurant food, which is like it has high spice content, but when we actually cook it at home, it's a little milder, it's lower on spice. So you use a little spice, but it's not that hot or fiery really as it is outside, And traditional cooking, like I said, we do have use of turmeric happening in most of our dishes, and there is a little bit of some kind of spice or a mixture of spices. There is a little bit of chili maybe in a lot of our dishes, so that kind of, and ginger. So all of them have some level of, like you were saying, anti-inflammatory.
Oh, yes.
Or
they have their own natural properties,
yes,
which really help.
Oh, what's your favorite thing to make? Do y'all cook together, or do you how do you?
No, I'll be honest. She is a brilliant cook. And I would say I love to eat. So that combination has worked very well. She loves, and I love to eat what she makes. She's really a brilliant cook.
Oh, good. Well, is there anything that you would like to share with our listeners about your new product line?
Oh, currently we have 5 right now, but we are soon expecting almost 7 more products.
7 more. Wow.
Yes, sunscreen is going to be coming soon. I think it's already on the shipment right now. So we should be expecting it, very soon. And that's something which we have, again, put a lot of, passion and heart in developing that to ensure that there is no white cast. And the sun protection factor is also very well taken.
Is it a mineral sunscreen?
It's a hybrid sunscreen.
It's a hybrid.
Hybrid. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's a hybrid sunscreen because with a plain mineral sunscreen, it becomes very, very difficult to try and reduce the white cast. And none of our patients actually like that white cast. It's one of the key reasons why people with skin of color actually don't use sunscreen regularly. They don't like the look that comes with the residue that's left. So we've taken great care to kind of, not have that. So.
As Gauri has mentioned, our patients have been our teachers.
Yes.
They have actually taught us what they want, what they like, what they are looking at. And that has actually helped us in developing all this in a better way.
Yeah, I think for 20 years we've been listening to what people have been saying and tried to kind of remember all of that and put it together.
And get that as much as possible together.
I absolutely agree with you. that has been my same experience. And you just hear the same thing over and over and over. And you're like, okay, I need to address this. I need to figure this out so I can help everybody. My last question about Brownkind is, do you have a kit? So if somebody just wants to purchase a kit, so it has all the products at once, can they do that? Or is it
Right now,
individual?
we right now don't have the kits, but we are coming up with them soon.
Okay, so they would need to order, if you could just go down a list, what they would need to start with. It's do you have a cleanser? Like, what would they need to do for if you were setting up their day for success for their skin routine? If we could just quickly go down the line, what they should do that morning and PM.
So right now we have 5 products here. One is, of course, the cleanser, and we have the glow moisturizer, so which is a day moisturizer, and then we also have a night cream. The 2 other products that are there are the vitamin C and the dark spot corrector. So a dark spot corrector is, of course, for anyone who's already having those spots and needs the correction. But otherwise, I think the 4 key products that we have for everybody to begin with is the cleanser, the day moisturizer with the glow, and then the vitamin C followed by a night cream. Now, I usually am a big advocate of using vitamin C at night for dark skin patients because it actually degrades faster in the sun, vitamin C. So by using it at night, you're preventing that sunlight-related degradation and have better results because it acts on your skin better. And you can always, cleanse your face, apply the serum, and then top it with the night cream. So I kind of advocate that use. And and we're coming up with other products soon. So,
are you allowed to say what they are? Or is that top secret right now?
No, not really.
We love to share things. They're going to be sunscreen. There's going to be an under eye cream.
We'll have a firming peptide cream.
We'll have a firming peptide.
Oh, I love peptides. Very nice.
Yeah.
So we'll have a light moisturizer for the day again. Another one without the glow for people who don't want that element. Then and there's
also going to be a cleanser for oily skin because summers are there. So people with generally skin of color have oiliness throughout the day. So
people with skin of color often, especially early on, have slightly enlarged pores and a very oily skin. And sometimes you just need a cleanser that helps with oil reduction. So we are coming out with that as well,
taking away the excess oil content.
That is so exciting. I am so just proud of you guys because
thank you
so much.
Yeah, you took the leap of faith to get this. It is not easy to start a brand and work, have your clients, existing clients, and you're doing this at night on the side and dealing with all the challenges. So I don't think people understand how much goes into it, and you use your own funds to get everything. I mean, it's a lot of work. So good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
It means a lot.
Thank you guys for being on the show. And for everybody, please check out brownkind.com. And you're also on Instagram at brownkindSkin. So that is excellent so people can find you. Is there anywhere else that you would like our listeners to find you? Are you on TikTok yet?
Yes, we are. We are on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
Okay, great. So they can find you on that channel as well. Thank you so much, and enjoy your the rest of your trip in the States. And I hope you get to relax soon.
Thank you so much for
Lindsey.
having
Thanks
us.
For having us.
It was a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.